All right, let's just jump right into it. Today we're going to dig into a pretty bold idea that the next major crypto bubble isn't somewhere off on the horizon, it's already here. And the argument is, it's all happening right under our noses. So let me just ask you straight up. What if I told you that the whole cycle has started all over again? But it's happening so quietly that most people are completely, and I mean completely missing it. I mean, just think about it. You're not hearing this from your barber. Your Uber driver isn't giving you stock tips on some new altcoin. The mainstream media isn't running those breathless 24/7 headlines. It's just not the topic of conversation. Not yet, anyway. It's all happening under the surface. But, and this is a huge but, while the general public is looking everywhere else, the so-called smart money is already on the move. Yeah, the big players, the institutions, they're getting into position right now. So, to understand why this is happening, you first have to get the predictable pattern that these market cycles always seem to follow. It's an anatomy we've definitely seen before. Now, what's really fascinating here is that it's like an emotional and financial roadmap. You see, every single crypto cycle pretty much follows these 5 stages. It all starts in total disbelief. Then it moves into this quiet period of slow accumulation. That's followed by the breakout, which leads to absolute mania. And, well, finally, the inevitable crash. So, the crucial question is, where are we right now? Well, the argument is, we're past that crypto is dead phase of disbelief. We are supposedly right here, firmly in stage 2, slow accumulation. This is that quiet acceleration phase right before the real explosion happens. So, what's the actual evidence for this? What are the core drivers making this all happen right now? Well, it really boils down to 2 key things: the fuel for the fire and the new, very powerful players who've decided to join the game. And this is absolutely key. You have to understand this. Bubbles don't start with hype or flashy headlines. They start with liquidity. Think of it like a giant pile of dry tinder just waiting for a spark. It's all the money sloshing around the global economy looking for a place to go to get a decent return. So what are the signs? Well, for one, central banks are starting to ease off the brakes. The market is already expecting and pricing in interest rate cuts. And when money gets cheaper and there's more of it, it starts to get adventurous. It flows away from safe stuff and into more speculative things, like crypto. And this right here, this illustrates the single biggest difference this time around. See, previous cycles were mostly fueled by individual retail investors. You might even call them gamblers, driven by pure hype. This cycle is being defined by institutional capital. We're talking large asset managers, corporate treasuries, a whole new class of serious, big money investors. And all this new institutional money creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop. They call it reflexivity. As their huge buys push prices up, that grabs more media attention. That attention then attracts even more money, which, you guessed it, pushes prices even higher. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that can inflate a bubble really, really fast. Okay, so we've got the fuel and we've got the players. But what about the psychology? The mindset of the market is just as important. And right now, it's in a very, very specific place. I mean, how many times have you heard this over the last year or two? The sentiment has been absolutely everywhere. This widespread belief that the party's over, that the whole thing was just some failed experiment. Or how about this one? The feeling that the big opportunity has already passed, that if you weren't in from the very beginning, you've totally missed the boat. This kind of thinking is everywhere at the bottom of a cycle. But here's the crazy, counterintuitive truth. All this widespread skepticism, it's the perfect fertilizer for a new bubble. Bubbles don't start when everyone is excited and bullish. No, they begin precisely when most people have completely written the asset off. And we can even track the health of a bull run by watching where the money is going. It follows this predictable path. First, the capital flows into the biggest, safest crypto asset, Bitcoin. Then it starts to rotate into other large, established projects like Ethereum. It's only much, much later that it cascades down into smaller altcoins and finally into just pure, wild speculation like meme coins. The fact we're not seeing a meme coin mania tells you a lot. It tells you it's still early. Now, we absolutely have to talk about the other side of this, because with this kind of massive opportunity comes massive risk. This whole phenomenon is a true double-edged sword. You see, the entire engine of that mania phase runs on one powerful emotion: FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's that psychological pull that makes you want to just jump on a moving train, no matter how fast it's going. And it's responsible for both unbelievable gains and absolutely catastrophic losses.
This chart says it all, really. The same exact force that can generate life-changing wealth is the very same force that can destroy it. FOMO gets you in, but it's also what convinces you to hold on just a little too long, right past the peak and all the way down at the other side.
So the real key here isn't trying to be some kind of hero and sell at the absolute perfect moment at the top. Trust me, that's a fool's game. The real key is to simply understand the stages of the cycle we just walked through and to have a good sense of where you are within it. So let's just bring it all home. The thesis is pretty clear. The liquidity is coming back, the big institutions are finally here, and the market psychology is perfectly primed for a run. The next bubble, it's already started, moving quietly just beneath the surface of mainstream awareness. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The question isn't if the cycle is turning again. The real question is, when the breakout finally happens and everybody else starts paying attention, will you be positioned early? Or will you be the one left chasing it when it's already too late?